Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy weekend. Hope everyone's having a good time. Today's a good video to talk about the week that was. I mean, a lot of good things happened. Bitcoin kept hitting all-time highs, hit 99,000, close to 100,000. Can we see it this weekend? Hopefully. Even that didn't happen. We still had altcoins that were pumping. Cardano hit over $1. XRP is rising. Near is rising. Solana hit an all-time high. This was a very, very bullish week. Gary Gensler left, some other SEC turnover. So a lot of things are happening, shaping positive outcomes for crypto. So let's talk about the week that was and all the goodness that happened and possibly some more goodness that may be happening in the future. So let's take a look and see what we got. So looking at fear and greed, extreme greed, not surprised. People are taking profits. People are excited. A lot of things are overbought right now, so people are piling in before things go really crazy. So it's extreme greed right now at 88. I remember making videos where we were extreme fear, complete opposite. To see this thing do a 180 is crazy, and I'm here for it. Pretty excited about it. Now let's take a look at the crypto global market cap is at 3.38 trillion, up 3.7%. That is crazy. However, the volume past 24 hours is down, and that's to be expected because it's the weekend. People aren't stuck in front of the screens like you and I. They're out there enjoying the weather and enjoying time with their fam and friends, right? Bitcoin dominance has ticked down a little bit. At one point, it was hitting 60. Now it's at 57.9, and that would explain the rise in some of these altcoins, right? So let's take a look going down here. BTC at the time of the video is about 98,700. So it's going back and forth between 98, 99. Can we see 100,000 this weekend? We'll see. ETH has woken up. ETH is up to almost 3,500 bucks, right? Past 24 hours up 6%. For the week up 10%. Sol for the past week up 18%. Hit 259, hit 263 today, which I believe was an all-time high. Look at XRP, guys. XRP for the past week up 37.4%. XRP was stuck at that 40 cent, 60 cent range for the longest time, even after positive SEC cases and the rulings, still stuck there, and it finally went over that dollar mark, and I'm here for it. I'm pretty excited. Doge, look at Doge pumping up 25% for the week. ADA almost up 50% for the week, 41.9, $1.09. Yes, sir. Look at Avalanche up 22.6. Ton Coins up 9.8 for the week. Polkadot, out of all projects, up 51.3%. I don't even know what's behind that, but I may have to make a video about Polkadot because I thought that chain was dead. Chainlink up 21%. Sui, crazy, right? All these gainers, and you think Sui would be up there, and it's not. And I'll show you something about Sui a little bit later as far as that price. Pepe for the past week and didn't do too well. Near up 7%. Litecoin I talked about in my portfolio video, owning a little bit of that, 12.7%. Aptos is something that I think we should all be taking a look at, and that's up 7%, and I'll cover that later on in the video. HEDERA, guys. HEDERA up almost 70%. 70% for the week. And that's based off news of, them, Cardano, and XRP having something with the government, shaping crypto regulation and all of that. But 69% Hedera. That's a video incoming for next week as well. ICP, I talked about in my portfolio, up 23%. ICP is rising. Man, I'm here for it. I could be out here half this video talking about these things here. And Bonk, I'll be the last one I talk about. Bonk is one that's in my portfolio as well, up 26% for the week. I think Bonk will be the meme. That's going to be the meme that's going to change my life. I truly believe that. So I'm stacking Bonk. But anyway, let's talk about Google Trends. You can tell retail starting to come in just a little bit. They're not all the way there. But if you look at Google Trends, it's trending up right here. And then it went down a little bit. But you better believe if Bitcoin hits 100,000, not if, when it hits 100,000, that number is going to go back up. And if it surpasses 100,000, just forget about it. Now let's take a look at retail and memes. And I've said it time and time again. Retail is coming in for the memes. They want that one coin that's going to maybe make them 100,000, 500,000, $1 million. That's what they're all looking for. And memes gonna drive retail. And my number one L1 I always thought was Solana. Um, that's where all the meme action's happening right now. So that's gonna impact Solana's price. But in any event, this is what it's all about for the retail. It's crazy because this time institutions are all about Bitcoin and mostly utility, but retail, it's memes, baby. That's what they're all about. So looking at Artemis, let's look at daily active addresses. Aptos, which I talked about a little bit earlier. Look at that. This is per Artemis though. Daily active addresses almost a million, but 900,407 to be exact. Daily transactions over 3 million. And you just look and see how that compares to others, right? ADA had a tick up. ADA daily active addresses almost up to 100,000. Daily transactions about 138. ETH 435,000. Daily transactions 1.3. Aptos has more daily transactions than Ethereum. That is crazy. Crazy. Daily active addresses more than Ethereum. Wow. And Near, they're killing it. Daily active addresses 2.8 million. And the daily transactions 6 million. I talked about Near. I think it's a good pickup. Polygon is also waking up. Daily active addresses 625,000. And daily transactions about 3 million. Sol, look at Sol. Daily active addresses 7.5 million. Daily transactions 54 million. No one else even comes close. Sui 9 million. I mean, no one else comes close, guys. But that's what's going on there. Let's take a look at DEX volume. And this is, if we look at, this is per the last 24 hours updated. You see that Radium is killing it. That's the DEX on Solana. And then Uniswap's right there second on Ethereum, PancakeSwap, BNB. But again, you see the trading volume is mainly at Radium. Radium's number one, and they're taking over. And it's on Solana. So I don't know. Solana's looking like the number one L1. Now, I say that, but don't think I'm hating on the other ones, because if you look at my portfolio, I have Cardano, I have a little bit of Sui, I have Avalanche. So, I'm just saying what I think the number one's going to be. And if all the metrics show that all the action and everything's happening on Solana, so you just follow information, that's where it's going to lead you. So looking at DeFi, we see that ETH is still killing it, 65 billion in TVL. Now, I've been following this for a while, and not too long ago, ETH's TVL was at 90 billion. And you see slowly but surely that number's going down. And it's because of the likes of these other L1s that are starting to eat into that market cap and into DeFi. Sol, Sui, Aptos, they're all coming for it. And Avalanche, and you can see by these TVL's numbers here, they're just growing, right? So you see Sui at 1.5 billion, Avalanche 1.4 billion, Aptos 1 billion, Polygon, it's a L2, but 1 billion. If we look at the other ones, ADA's rising. ADA at one point was like 200,000. Look at ADA DeFi. ADA DeFi is up to 622 million. Oh, my ADA guys, man, you're loving it. This is good. This is really, really good. And then the likes of Ton, up 315 million. Near is at 286 million. Let's look at Say. Say is at 218 million. Algorand, let's see what's going on with that. 138 million. Phantom, which I liked, I'm still kind of monitoring, is at 114 million. But if you look at the top dogs, and all the metrics that I've been showing so far in this video, a name that you don't hear much about keeps coming up, and that's Aptos. I mean, look at that TVL that they have and the daily active addresses. Something that we should probably be monitoring. And all the talks about Sui right now, it's sister chain, but Aptos should be starting to get some love as well. Now, let's take a look at ETFs here in the US. It's just been buying and buying and buying and buying. We're not even talking about Michael Saylor. We're not talking about countries. We're just talking about the US ETFs alone. And look at this number here. So it looks like the most they bought was in February of this year, when there was over 116,000 Bitcoins. And then last month they bought 76,823. This month, we're not even over yet, is 73,367. Now, to put some of these things in perspective, number of Bitcoin mined for the week, right? 3,150. Number bought by ETFs in the US, 34,860. Supply crunch, supply and demand, just going to make that price go up. And right now, most of these ETFs are buying OTC, over counter, right? Not on exchanges. What happens when that dries up and they have to go to the spot exchange? And this is per coin glass. Just look at the balance of the Bitcoin price versus the balance on the exchanges. The green is going to be the balance on exchanges. So look at that. Just look plentiful. Down, 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 down. So the trend is just heading down and down. This is a scarce and pristine asset, guys. That's why I always talk about Bitcoin. Whatever you can do, save a little bit, own whatever you can, some Satoshis, but it's good to have some of that in your portfolio because I truly think having Bitcoin will be changing your life in the future. And it could be 2-3 years down the line. It could be this year, depending how early you got in. But most likely within a decade, having any amount of Bitcoin will be changing your life. And this is why, supply and demand. Now, let's take a look at MSTR, right? Mr. Michael Saylor, he had some big news today. His stock's been on a rip. I own MicroStrategy, been buying it for a while, and it's been life-changing for me. And there was a dip. The dip was on Thursday. And, obviously it was going to happen. No stock can just keep going up the way it has. But it was based on fears of a hedge fund shorting it. And then MicroStrategy basically had to accrue some debt at 0%, almost $3 billion to buy more Bitcoin. And those two things led to it. Again, this guy is not stopping. He had a plan to buy over 42 billion over the next 3 years. So this is just part of that plan. Strictly Bitcoin. He's never faltered since 2020. He's been talking about it. And he's going to talk about it in 2 weeks from now to Microsoft shareholders, pleading his case as to why you should be reserving some Bitcoin on your balance sheet. So we'll see what happens with that. If that happens, Next is other good news. Our favorite, or not favorite, arch nemesis of crypto, Gary Gensler, will be stepping down January 20th before the new administration comes in. That was good news, and that's probably why Ripple, among some other good things, that's probably why they started climbing. This added to Ripple's, climb. Another guy, so SEC Commissioner Jamie Lizagara is going to be stepping down as well. And he will relinquish his role on January 17th. Again, right before the new administration comes in. All this to say is that all the people in the SEC that possibly had roadblock agenda against crypto, they're leaving. Now you have a pro-crypto administration coming in, and things will be a little bit different, we hope. And because of that and things that are going on with XRP, then it's just been going up. So I'm excited about that. Next, UK is set to unveil crypto and stablecoin regulations in early 2025, which is helpful. And that is good. They want innovation to come in. They don't want to push innovation out. Hopefully with some regulation, you have more businesses adopting crypto. And that'd be good for crypto in general. So that is good. That is good. Next, we have the royal country or government of Bhutan. And this is next to it's in the Himalayan region, next to Nepal. And look at this. They have accumulated 1.1 billion in Bitcoin. And that makes up 34% of their total GDP. Smart little government there. That's pretty awesome. We already know that El Salvador is buying one per day. Other countries will see this and they will probably take notice. And that chart that I showed you before about the supply of Bitcoin going down, this is just adding to that. What happens if somehow Saylor convinced them to do it? If Microsoft does it, then Walmart will do it. Other big companies will do it. China today, one of their Supreme Courts, they had a ruling saying that Bitcoin is property or crypto's property and is okay to own. So we'll see how China rules on that. What if Asia, biggest population in Asia, starts coming in? Just all going to add to that supply crunch. Next, Charles Schwab, he sees the writing on the wall. He says, hey, he should have bought it. Now he feels silly that he didn't. What happens when all these rich folks start saying, okay, I missed the boat. Now I got to go in hard because I missed so much time. I got to accumulate before this thing goes in. Adding to that supply crunch. Also, Bitwise joins mounting race for Solana ETF. There's already 4. I guess this will make 4. So it'll be Bitwise, Canary Capital, and Van Eck, and 21 shares. So these 4 investment companies have filed for a Solana ETF. And with new administration coming in and the demand for Solana being as high as it is, that's something that we could possibly see earlier than later. Before, when Gensler was in office, we thought that was a hoop stream. Probably was never going to happen. But since he's left, or announced that he's leaving, new administration's coming in. Solana and Cardano, the others have been listed on Robinhood again. And you're just seeing all this good news. So things are about to change, guys. This is just the beginning. Just the beginning. Also, Sui and Frankel Templeton launch an ecosystem partnership. The asset manager will support builders on Sui and pilot emerging blockchain technologies on the network. So Franklin Templeton's all in crypto. Every other week, there's some type of announcement about them in crypto and predictions about different projects. So that's good. They're embracing the innovation. They see where technology is headed, and they're all in. So I like that. And it's also good for Sui as well. Also, we talked about Aptos is going to integrate Stripe's payment services and add USDC to its stablecoin, or USDC to its ecosystem. So again, Aptos is striving. They are growing. They're making all the right partnerships. USDC, big stablecoin. Then you have Stripe, which is a global payment system. Aptos is doing the right thing. Something you should probably take a look at. Then we have Floki. Floki was just recently added on Coinbase. Last week they added Pepe. They added Whiff. There's another one that I'm not remembering right now, but they are into the memes. They are understanding what's going on. Here in the US, Gemini is also listed with, and all of these memes that are coming out as well. There's a popular one that came out, Just a Chill Guy. That was a good one, and I missed out on that. That's also on Solana. But these memes, remember I showed you that Google trend. That's what's going to drive this. This retail market. So pretty exciting things. Lastly, we're going to talk about token unlocks. ADA's on here, but ADA's only releasing about 20 mil. And what you want to focus on is the amount that's already out there. So total unlocked, most of it's already unlocked. So it's not going to impact price that much. Optimism, they still have a lot to be released. They got 72 million about to be unlocked in about a week's time. Sui, which is what I talked about and why, I have some reservations about it. Only 28% has been unlocked. It's going to be a lot of price suppression. And then they have about 229 million about to be unlocked within a week. So those are notable unlocks that are coming up. So that's it. So guys, excited for the week that was, even more excited for the week that's coming up. Will we see 100,000 Bitcoin this week, right before the holidays? That'd be nice. That'd be nice. So let's see what happens with that. Continue to stack on dips, buying opportunities. Don't think that the big bull market is over. It's just buying opportunity on dips. Be sure to stock in, stock up. And thank you for spending your time with me. Exciting times, guys, and exciting times ahead. Have a good weekend.